I'm Ian Collison, Director here at Collison Cut Flowers.
I'm Philip Collison, I'm a Director here at Collison Cut Flowers Limited. We are producers of cut flowers for major supermarkets in the UK. SDM worked as part of an overall project to automate the tulip production process, which necessitated building a new pack house, a large new shed with loading docks, and also closing in some corridors which are adjacent to the existing glass houses.
The reason for the new building really is to increase the area we have available for packing, but also we've installed quite a lot of automation on the tulip crop particularly, which took away some space that we previously used for cold storage and packing within the glass house. We needed a new area and we wanted to increase the packing area at the same time, so two birds with one stone. We ended up building quite a large new packing area.
Well, the loading docks is something we'd always wanted. When we originally designed the shed, we thought we were going to be struggling for space to fit the loading docks in, but we moved a few things around and now we have two loading docks, which obviously adds to efficiency, gets away from using forklifts with all the health and safety implications, so we're very happy to finally have loading docks. We pretty much decided to go ahead with the project at the peak of the uncertainty around the steel prices, aluminium prices, everything else. It's probably one of the worst times we could possibly afford to do it, and it was actually quite difficult at that stage to get construction companies to quote for sheds. Richard from SDM though came along and took a very pragmatic view of the situation and gave us very clear guidelines on what the costs were and how they could be increasing in the next few weeks, and so we decided to work with SDM.
SDM were very clear from day one. We had a very early indication from them as to when the teams would be on site and what they would be doing, and pretty much they stuck to that. Obviously material availability has been challenging at times over the last year, but they seemed to be able to get hold of the materials when they needed them. The teams arrived. The other thing that was a real bonus for us was the plants, so the cranes, the teleporters, telehandlers were all owned by SDM, so they weren't waiting on third parties to deliver machinery, so that worked really well.
I feel what they brought to the project was that nothing seemed to be too much trouble, because some of the aspects of the build were not that straightforward. We had a glass house wall that needed removing and some extra steel work put in to support it, and they took that in their stride. They got what we needed to do and delivered it on time, on schedule, no problems.
I think SDM, the main thing they brought was a can-do attitude. It seemed to be that there wasn't a lot of, when you came up with a new challenge or a new an issue that we needed to be resolved, there wasn't a lot of teeth sucking and it's going to cost a load more money. They were always looking to work with us, find a way that we could do it within the time frame and within the budget that we'd already agreed.
I think the benefit for customers of all this expansion and automation has got to be that we're much more efficient. I think the product quality is better because it's a much cleaner growing environment. We have a much more even environment in the glass house because the new shed has adjoined the existing glass house, so we're all under one roof, so we don't have cold air coming in every time a door's opened. So generally it's a much nicer working environment for the staff and it's a much nicer growing environment for the flowers. So hopefully the quality is improving.
It's a massive step forward for the business as a whole. We get asked to do more and more packing, add value to our products, pack them, finished product for the customers. We've been working within very limited space constraints. It's now a massive improvement. We've got plenty of space and it's a massive step forward for efficiency. We've also got straight lines through the area, so we've planned the new pack house so all the product flows through in one straight line, one product flow. Nothing is crossing, nothing is going backwards, it all flows through in one direction, which is great news for efficiency.
Well, it looks marvellous. I think it's a lovely, clear, open space to work in. We've got 20% roof lights in the roof, I believe, and it's a lovely, light, airy space to work.
It's a really feeling of pride. You're driving down the A17, half a mile away, you can see the building, pulling in the yard. It looks fantastic. It looks really professional. So it's a massive step forward. Big improvement to the business as a whole. We certainly recommend SDM. We already have. We've had other people locally who've been looking at sheds. I've shown 2 or 3 people around the building and they've been really impressed. Shed building, you stand and fall on the quality of your work, and we can't speak highly enough of SDM's finished product.
I would certainly recommend SDM. I think every company is only as good as its last job, I would say that, but certainly our experience was that the cladding team were very user-friendly, very effective, and the steel erectors, everybody just got on with the job and didn't cause us any problems. So yes, I'd definitely recommend them.